المشاهدين، أهلا وسهلا بكم في حلقة جديدة من برنامجكم برنامج إماراتي. كما عودناكم أن نستضيف لكم نخبة من رجال الأعمال داخل دولة الإمارات العربية المتحدة. يسعدنا اليوم أن نقدم لكم قصة نجاح جديدة مع الأستاذ نريش كوثاري. Good afternoon, Mr. Naresh.
Good afternoon to you. How are you doing today?
I'm doing well. So, Mr. Naresh, we would like to know from early beginning who you are.
I am Naresh Kothari, married with 2 children and a wife, one wife.
One wife.
Educated back in India. I did my post-graduation there in computer science. I was one of the early days in computer science. And started working in India. Worked there for nearly 6 years and started my own work. But before then I moved over to Sharjah.
That's right. Which year it was there where you moved to Sharjah?
I came in 1982 August. So
Wow.
very clearly remember August 1982.
So a long journey.
It's been a very long journey. In August this year I'll complete 40 years.
MashaAllah. So let us talk about your experience before you decide to open your own company here inside United Arab Emirates.
So I was in IT field all along from the beginning. And that's where I was, my experience, that's where I have been all along. So when I came here, I came in a job with the company. Those days it used to be called Data Mission Systems, as lead for their application development area and getting into projects and so on. So the journey has been in IT, software was my base. And while working in data mission systems, I understood even hardware to some extent. That was my first learning about hardware as well with them. So that gave me a lot of experience across overall the IT as a company and as a business as well.
The market, you have enough experience also, so you decide to open your own company here. What did you see different in this country than the other countries in that time?
Okay, let me put it, it's a big journey. It's not that I started to open my own company. I was working, and then in 1990 I was without a job. And 1990 was the most difficult year in my life. I was without a job, I lost my father, and I lost all my money. Because there was a bank called, if you remember, BCCI.
BCCI.
The money was in the bank went bankrupt. I was left with 5,000 dirhams. So I was only packing up to go back to India. So that was the journey, that's how it started. I think during my working period, I'd worked for quite a lot of people in setting up helping them out. So during that period, I was working for somebody in Qatar, helping him set up an IT company in Qatar as well. So when I was packing up, I got a call from my friend, "What's happening, Naresh? What's going on? We haven't spoken for some time." That's when I said, "Listen, I'm just packing off to go back to India." He said, "Why going back to India?" So I said, "This is what's happened. I am without a job. I know there I have plenty of work, and I'd rather go and start my career back there." And that's the way it started. And next day I found money in my account.
Wow.
So the bank called up and said that your money in account. I said, what amount? He said, it's around 40,000 dirhams. From where? So it's come from Qatar. And Qatar, I knew. The friend of mine was living in Qatar. So I called him, I said, what's this money about? He said, this is not from me, it is from Sheikh Khalifa bin Jabir Al Thani. So he has sent this money to you. He said, we are sheikhs, we are GCC nationals, we know how to take care of people. So that money came in. I said, no, that's not acceptable. It has to go back. And I said, I don't want this sort of money. Then he called back. He said, no, Sheikh Khalifa is saying, keep this money, pay me back without interest. I said, that's understandable. I said, that's okay, that's acceptable to me. Next day, I get a call back saying that Sheikh Khalifa wants to form a company for IT in UAE. And he wants you to set it up. That was the birth of Intertech Systems. So Sheikh Khalifa was the main founder. Then he said, you see what's the national partner you want to have, who you want to build. And so can you form an IT company? You helped me in Qatar, setting up a company. So I want you to set up one here and lead it.
Wow, that's really nice story.
So that's how this company got formed. So Sheikh Khalifa's father was very much involved in business. So all the money used to come through his father as such. So when we formed the company, Isa bin Buhamed, he used to be the Director General for Deva those days. I knew him, so I went to him. I said, this is what it is, I need help. I need to have a local partner to start a business with. And this is what's happening. That's when he introduced his son to me.
Wow, that's really nice journey, of course, Mr. Naresh. Let us talk more and know more about this company, of course, Intertech, and we'll talk about which services you are offering for the community.
Sure. So with this company having been formed, it was formed as an IT services company. As we were new, it was not easy to pick up customers. It was not easy to get partners. Basically, partners means vendors to work with you. So you have to set up your competencies. So we said, okay, how do we create ourselves different in the market? So we started focusing on technology differentiations. We started building solutions to go to market, to go to customers. Customers saw value in what we were bringing to them. And that made the difference for us to move on. That allowed us to get new companies to work with in partnership. As we grew on, then the first big partnership we signed up was Compaq at that time, which is now HPE today. So that's how these were areas we started building. We started building applications and infrastructure together and try and work on a costs which gets a good value to a customer in return. So when he invests, he's getting a return back. That's the difference you can create. It's not that you give something, just take the money and run away. So objective of the company was that when we create partnerships with customers as well. So if I look at today, I have customers at the company who are 25 years with us.
MashaAllah.
So, it's a very long journey. If the customers are staying for 25 years with you, you have to have something in you to be able to retain customers for such a long period.
Let us talk the best project you have been already taken in your company. So the best project that's touched your heart, let us say.
So I would say we've done a lot of good projects. So looking at a lot of projects in the past, the best projects were quite a few. We've done something in Bahrain, which was a very large project, managing the whole city assets itself. So that was a Bahrain project which was. Now that was done many years ago. Based on that, we did a very large project in Oman for the utilities. That is their electricity and water department. Completely e-services, automation. And one of the new areas of AI being implemented is IoT. So that was there. Recently, last year, we've done the largest project, which is touching us a lot, and it's touching not only myself, it's touching everyone in the company, is the Federal Tax Authority contract. That's the largest contract as the company we have taken. I think it's one of the largest contract as within the Emirates itself in setting up the first private cloud as a contract, which has many technologies, many challenges, lots of integrations, and a huge team required to deliver a very complex project. And the reason it is very important to all of us in the organization is because it's running the whole tax system of the country. So that means the system has to be up all the time, cannot have a problem, you cannot have citizens complaining. So it impacts the whole country's image, it impacts every citizen in the country who is doing all the tax filing. So something of that we have taken up as a big challenge. It was from where we started, and it's been one of the best projects for us.
How you know in Emirates there is a big challenge between this kind of companies, especially in Emirates there is more than 200 different nationalities. So how you prove yourself in the market? Let us say, what is the specialist in your company?
So over the years, last 10 years in particularly, we have been investing and migrating ourselves to deal with the new challenges and new technologies that are coming up, because our industry is so changing every day. Every day there's something new. Now, most important is to have the right technical team, good amount of training to them, training and development to create specializations.
That's true.
So we have a lot of specializations done, and particularly 7 streams of specialization exist today in the company, which makes us go forward, which allows us to attract talent. So we attract good talent in the process, excellent type of people we have. We're able to attract different nationalities on the talent, and we are able to build that sort of pool. And when we go to market with different nationalities, when we meet them, they appreciate what we do and what we bring on the table, what we bring differentiation to them, and how we save cost as well for them. See, at the end of the day, every business is looking at how do I increase my profit or how do I reduce my cost. These are the 2 outcomes, and this is where we focus today, is what outcomes we can create for our customers.
Let us talk more about your team. So let me know first, when you just start the company, how many employees you have, and today how many employees you have, and how you are selecting your team behind. They are your second family, your right hand. So how you are selecting your team to give the best quality service for the customers? So.
Sure. So when we started the company, we were a 3-man team.
That's it.
That's it. Myself and 2 more people who had joined me at that time when we started the company, because we were small. And those who joined me knew me very well from the past, and they just wanted to work with me. Whatever I told them no, I said I don't have the money right now, we'll take time to build it. They said we don't care, we will work with you. From there it has been a gradual growth of journey, and today we are nearly 600 people in the company, spread over GCC and India. So we have 5 offices within the GCC and 2 offices in India as such. So within that is where it is. The way of hiring has been, initially it was a lot of hiring, knowing you, who are you, everybody knew each other in the industry, but today the industry has become huge. So one has to go through talent acquisition process, you have to have multiple interviews, etc. But how you market yourself also is a word of mouth in the market. People know you from people.
That's true.
If you know me and I worked for you and I know how well you treat us, etc., you talk the same to the others. So that's how people come. People don't come for money only. People come for how you're going to get respect, how you're going to be treated, how you're going to be looked after. For that, I'll give you an example. 2008, there was a complete collapse.
Yeah, that's true.
In 2008, we could have let go at least 30% of our employees with the market collapse. We didn't. Myself and Khalid, we discussed. Khalid is chairman of the company. He's the local partner, and myself. We said, this is the situation. This is where we are. And if we are letting go these people, they'll not find jobs. So we took a decision that forget the profits.
We will inspire from His Highness Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum. He's saying in his book رؤيتي, to reach number one it's easy, but to continue on the same level it's a little bit difficult. So how you continue on the same level, Mr.?
Yes, it's a tough journey. It's very tough. When you reach a certain level, to retain that level is not an easy job. That needs a lot of investment. So as a company, as a policy, we have whatever our profits, 50% of that profit is put back into the company. Out of that, money goes into R&D, training, development. So unless you don't spend money on training and development continuously on your people, there is no way to skill yourself up. So we continuously invest in that. Second area we invest is in development of R&D work. So we develop applications, products, technology, invest in that, look at that. That's the only way you can keep on taking something new, because you have to come with something new all the time in our industry to be ahead. And how do you differentiate yourself continuously? That's the only way.
So your future plan, your vision, where we can see you on the short term and the long term, for example, 5 years from now?
Aspirations are high. We're working on that, and I think my team is highly goaded onto that. Particularly my son has been contributing on that particular area.
Of course.
So this year 2022, 2023, we have trying to become a good regional player. So within we have offices today in Saudi, Oman, Bahrain, UAE. So we're getting recognized in all these countries. The objective by 2023 is have a good stay, get recognized in these countries, grow ourselves. We have already started investing in development of application products and certain other areas of technology. So we're investing in security is one. Because if we want to go global, and 2024 is the target that we need to go global. And if we want to go global, then these investments are required. So I think that's where we are focusing right now on how do we invest into all these development, what's the funding that will be required, how do we grow ourselves, because to grow ourselves we'll need funding.
Of course.
So these are the sort of discussions now that have started and trying to see how we're going to grow global.
Good luck on that, of course,
Sure.
Mr. Naresh. How I know behind the cameras that your son, he's working with you before 10 years he joined the company. So can you tell me what he did add to the company since he joined the company?
So since he has joined, a couple of things that have happened very well. One is getting the right strategy for the company. So we got a direction, we got strategy, we got that. Second, we were weak on the marketing. So he's got the marketing which is getting to work. That's how we're getting recognition in the marketplace. The awards that are coming up, that helps from all of that recognition that you start putting in place. The third is the application area. He is a guy who gets into conceptuals. And to do application, you need concepts. And that's something which he contributes very well, and I leave it all on to him. Because he's the one who has to drive the future of the company anyway.
Inshallah. So, Mr. Naresh, after this all years from experience till you reaching the success, who support you? Who was your backbone? Who deserved today thanks from Naresh?
Right. So, coming back to saying support, now you cannot build anything without support, right? So, family has been a big support.
Of course.
And they're the base of everything. Other than my family, I am very thankful to quite a few people. Particularly, I would like to say Sheikh Khalifa bin Jabir Al Thani, who made me where I am. There are two Emiratis, Khalid Buhmed and Ali Mohammed.
Of course.
Both of them have been my backbones and supporting in our growth and so on. Then I have my friends and my brother who is also based here. My brother has been contributing, guiding, and that's where we are. And I have friends who have helped me all across. Like I said, the one from Qatar, Sarwar Hussain. Sarwar Hussain was the one who sent the money and started my life back. So there are quite a lot of friends and family who have been part of the whole journey and growth.
Of course, God bless them all, of course, with your family, Mr. Naresh. So, how you know in Emirates there is high safety and high security? They started from His Highness Sheikh, the pass away, Rahmatullah alayhi, Sheikh Zayed.
Correct.
Since today, his sons, they are controlling everything. So today, from your side, from Naresh, from the company, from your team behind, would like to have a short thanks message from your side.
1982, I came here. It's been a 40 years of journey. When I came here, we had a single road from all the way, I used to live in Sharjah, all the way to Abu Dhabi. It was Sheikh Zayed and Sheikh Rashid. His Highnesses, who were the main pillars of the country, and good inspirations from them. I had the opportunity to meet some of the Highnesses at that time, and it was so easy, I couldn't believe that they were His Highnesses when you could talk to them face to face and so on. I would say today, the way we have reached from there to the journey that we have, Sheikh Mohammed bin Zayed and Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid have been big inspiration. The way they have been moving on, the way they're driving the country, the whole security, the growth, the opportunities that are coming up in this country are tremendous. It's up to you how you want to take it. And I believe anybody who has a value system, has ethics, can always be successful in this country. There is nothing to stop him in growth, in moving forward. The laws of this country are there to support him. And the way the laws have been evolving by His Highnesses is very, very useful for anyone to start a business in this country. As long as he's clean, clear, knows what he wants to do, and within the legal system. So there's a good sort of support compared to where I was 40 years ago and what I can see today. There's a whole change that has happened.
Of course, last speech for His Highness Sheikh Mohammed bin Zayed, he say each one he's in Emirates, he is Emarati. A last message from your side for His Highness Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid.
I would like to really thank His Highness Sheikh Mohammed bin Zayed and Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid. Today where I am and where I've reached is all thanks to them. If this country had not given the opportunity and they had not made it easy, we would not reach where we are. This is where anyone can reach in this country. And this is the sort of Highness's support that is available and can be used in the country. One good part is I go to anyone and I say I'm going to talk to His Highness, if you don't help me, I get help. So that means there is so much of strength of His Highnesses in the country, and the value of them is very, very high. And I thank you very much, and God bless you both, and I hope you lead us the same way.
Thank you so much, Mr. Naresh. You was with us in Emarati TV program. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you very much. Thank you for taking my time.
في كل إمارة تروح تسندك عقل وروح بر ومدن وجبال حاجة ترد